Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. Don't mind my hairs, okay? I can't promise you that I can cover them up. Hello, guys. Welcome to the first episode of my podcast. I am your host, Olivia. They call me Liv. Who's they, them, they, anybody surrounding me except for my family. They call me freaking Olive or Oli. We're gonna dive deep. Okay, so please be advised. I'm gonna change up a lot of things. So first would be the background, okay? And I don't know what to name this. So drop a comment. Drop some ideas down. Like I came up with some ideas, but a lot of people have those names already and I don't know. First episode is gonna be me basically talking in depth about myself, literally deep dive in. So, like I said, be advised because it's a little deep, okay? I can't see myself. So, I kind of have to be. Should I get some water? We got some water here. I'm going to start off with a brief introduction. Hello, my name is Olivia Madewell. I am 22 years old. I was born here in Bakersfield. My mom was born in Mexico. My dad was born here. My mom's Mexican. My dad's white, so I'm like half. I'm Chiquiana. I'm more than a no sabo. I know Spanish and I could speak it. There's just some words that I can't pronounce. Maybe one day we might do a video in Spanish. Fuck it. This needs to come a little natural to me because I was talking to myself in the car, girl. I was talking to myself in the car, like how this is gonna go, blah blah blah. This is my first episode, so bear with me, please. When I was about 3 years old, my mom and my dad divorced. So I grew up in a broken home. I was always surrounded by the arguing, the yelling. I grew up in a pretty traumatic environment. So I went through the whole divorce court thing up until I was 18. Constant arguing. I was the every other weekend child. I would always express myself through yelling. If I didn't feel heard, I would yell. To get my point across, I would yell. So that's something I'm kind of working on. It's a little bit masculine of me, but it's something that I'm working on again. I have, I think, 7, 8 siblings. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 brothers and 2 sisters. And then there's me. I'm not the youngest. I'm like the middle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go. And then when I was about 6 years old, I got sexually assaulted by my uncle, and I felt like that took a turn for my life, like for the worst ever. It was very hard for me to comprehend things. I gained an eating disorder, so if I couldn't talk about my feelings, I would just eat and eat and eat and eat. And it was kind of hard for me to process a lot of things. It had me see the world differently, most definitely. It had me see the world very different. When it came to problems that I had going on, when it came to men that I got in relationships with, like it took a very big toll on me as a girl. And I plan on breaking that generational curse. I felt like it happened to my mom, even though she didn't say anything. I feel like it happened to my older sister. And I feel like you can just tell when it's happened to people. And yeah, I plan on breaking that generational curse because I will not have that happen to my kids ever, ever in their freaking lives. I've always been the black sheep of the family, and I never spoke up about it up until I was 16. I never told my dad about it, at least till I was 16. I feel like my mom knew. And then when I told her about it, she told me that I had to forgive him, that I had to forgive them, that I had to, like, God forgives us, that I have to forgive, and also left me with some sort of resentment towards my mom. I don't really want to bash my parents on here, but I just didn't, I didn't grow up the way I wanted to. I didn't have the parents that I wanted. But my dad worked hard and gave me everything he could. I feel like because I was also an every other weekend child, My dad wasn't there emotionally the way I needed him to be, um, as a superhero to look up to, you know. He used to be, you know, when I was little, but as you grow up, you really get to see how people are, and you really get to identify that a lot of people around you have issues themselves that they need to fix, and it's not your issue, it's not your problem, it's not your job to fix people. So it's kind of like an acceptance thing. And then when I was about 8, my stepmom came into my life. I saw a lot when I was little, just a lot that I wasn't supposed to see, and I was exposed to a lot at a very young age. Yeah, this is kind of deep, but I'm just trying to bring up through memory. And I was very rebellious towards my parents. I feel like I was born to be rebellious. I don't know. I don't know, but when I was about 15, 16, I started smoking weed. I would do school. I was a bad kid. I was bad. Um, my mom was always working, so I didn't see my mom till after work, and then in the morning she would always yell at us. I don't know how I feel about recording this. I don't know how I feel about like literally opening up to the internet. It's literally what I'm doing. But yeah, growing up, I never really felt understood, and when I would speak up about how I felt or whatever, my mom was very like traditional Mexican woman. She does not play that shit. That's why I don't have any tattoos, and you rarely see me with any piercings. Also grew up in the church. I grew up Catholic, and I converted into Christianity. Um, I feel like we're all Christians. Literally anybody who believes in God is obviously a Christian. I felt the need to change or switch religions, whatever you want to call it, just because I was looking for something that I couldn't find in the Catholic Church. You know, growing up, my mom was a part of the church, very hardcore. And then I seen her do some things that just weren't, it just wasn't right. I would see my mom pray all the time, over and over and over again. My mom still in the same position that she was in back when I was about 8 years old. Like I still see her in the same position. Nothing's changed. She's always just giving me or giving us, me and my siblings, broken promises. I felt like she was very hardworking. She did the best she could, but there were just certain things that I just, it just didn't sit right with me. They always say like, "Oh, you never understand until you have kids." I feel like my mom was just very comfortable. She was afraid of stepping out of her comfort zone. She was afraid of reaching her full potential. So we always had to suffer because she always thought about what people would think of her. Or I just feel like I'm here to break that. I'm here to break generational curses. I don't want to be comfortable. I don't want to live like my parents. I don't want to be like my parents. We're going to be going a little bit deeper into that in the next couple of episodes. And my dad just he showed his love through money. So I grew up a little bit spoiled. Um, and then when my stepmom came into my life, I felt like that was the end of that. Like I got what I wanted, but no. Um, but I also felt like she tried to humble us a lot, and for me it was like every other weekend going with my dad. Like, why are we being humbled when my moms were already humbled? Like I would get sent to school wearing airwalks. Like I would have to shop at Payless like to buy shoes, and I would get bullied for the stuff that I would wear. Very People were very mean. There's just some things that I remember, but you kind of got to just let it go. You know what I mean? Because now I'm hotter, and everybody else that's my age has a baby. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but to me, I want to be married first. You're not going to catch me with a child with no ring. I'm sorry. That's not God's plan for me. Excuse me? A lot of the people that bullied me look like shit now. And that's not really right for me to say, but I mean, it happens. It's like I aged fine like wine. So when I converted into Christianity, at first I was church hopping Catholic churches because I was like, okay, the one that I'm going to, one of the priests were on the news for molesting children. So I had to leave that church because there's no way. I went to a couple of other Catholic churches, and it wasn't clicking for me. I'm not putting religion down. I grew up as a Catholic. You know what I mean? I was an altar server. I was the kids that you see. If you're Catholic, I was the little kids that you see holding up the cross and um, having the priest wash their hands and serving the wine in the cup so that they would serve it to people. Colecta with the baskets, passing it around. Like I grew up in the church, I don't disrespect the church at all or the religion at all. I just feel like for me, it just wasn't something that like wasn't like destined for me. So then I heard a couple of people talk about this church called Discovery. If you're here in Bakersfield, it's on White Lane. So I hear people talking about Discovery and that it's a good church and you've seen amazing things happen in the church. I just heard it all. I heard it all. So it's like I have to try this out. Like there's no way I have to try this out. I've had other people like tell me about other churches, but just Discovery just like spoke to me. Like I don't know. And I would never tell my mom just because my brother turned Baptist, converted into Baptist. He got saved by the Lord, and my mom disowned him. My mom disowned him for a very long time. I wake up, get ready for church, and I walk in just tears. Like I've never just walked in a church and felt tears. A lot of people are Catholic, but they don't really go to church. Or you know what I mean? Like a lot of people are Catholic, but they're mad at God. Or like I found what I was looking for. It's like I kept searching, and then I walked in there while there was worship, and I just like started crying because I've been church hunting for like ever, and I just couldn't get that feeling anywhere else. It wasn't just about worship, a lot of churches worship. I stayed through the whole sermon. They go deep down with the Bible. They go deep down with Lord's word, and it's hard to find a church with pastors or a community that actually like pray to the Lord, pray over the church, pray for the people, want to help people, want to have people get closer to the Lord. That it's not about money, that it's not about fame, that it's not about, people praising you or whatever the case may be. It's about getting people to the kingdom of heaven. It's about getting people closer to God. It's about um opening people up to be righteous. So I think that's very important. As a kid, I went through a lot. I feel like the Lord really had his hand on me throughout my childhood to see like there has to be more than this. That there has to be more than adultery. That there has to be more than sexual assault. That there has to be more than just anger and like silence and you can't say anything or nobody believes you. There had to be more than that. There had to be more than my parents being comfortable that they couldn't reach their full potential. My dad would always tell me like, "Oh, you have a Cadillac lifestyle, but you can't afford it." And but I just always knew that there was a way, that this can't be the way that I live for the rest of my life. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way that I have to stay silent about what I went through. And there's nobody there to listen, or there's no recovery to it. There was no way that I just saw my mom praying every day and nothing changed. And she would always say it's within God's timing, but when I see her pray to all these other like statues and stuff, it's no disrespect, but nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. I don't see your life expanding. Like I don't see it expanding. And I just feel like I was put here to break generational curses from my bloodline and really dig deep. Nobody wants to take the time and actually heal deep within and find where you lost your first love, Jesus. Like nobody wants to find that. Um my mom never told me anything about purity. My mom just told me don't get pregnant. When I first started going to high school, don't get pregnant. My sister got pregnant at 18, 17, 18. My mom got pregnant at 17, 18. And I mean, there's one generational curse broken. But if you were to come up to me and ask me about the Lord, I would tell you. I would tell you he's real. And I'm still a baby Christian, but I truly believe in Christ. I truly believe that He died on the cross to save me. My siblings, they all cringe when I bring it up, because they're like, "Oh, you sound like mom," and I really dislike that because I'm like I'm not like my mom, like whatsoever. I'm not like my mom. I was the first one to learn the rosary. I know it by heart. Like I was just always right there with my mom. I like truly believed that like things were gonna change. Saw it all. I saw it all. I went through a lot as a little girl. So, and I get very angry, and I can never explain why. They were always like, "Well, you have your dad's anger, but my mom has issues too that she doesn't really talk about." So, whenever I feel like it's just both my parents combined. I feel like I am here also to humble them. Like not really, but kind of, just because everybody else will like try to fall into the victimism of my mom. I don't. Um and then I feel bad. I have a hard time forgiving her. So that's something that I really, 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 really need to work on. The thing is like I try to give her an excuse, like, oh, she's just learning, just like us, she's human, just like us. But she had like 3 kids before me. So how many times do you have to learn before me? Like I wasn't the first girl she had. So it's like how many times did you have to learn before I give you an excuse that you were just learning? My older siblings, I feel like kind of envy a little bit and say like, oh, well, they didn't have to go through what we went through. Generations change, shit upgrades, and I'm white. Blame my dad, not me. I don't know. A lot of people be like, oh, that's daddy's money. Oh well. Oh well. I talk about every and anything. So it's not just like certain topics. I open hello. I talk about everything. 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 Anything you can think of. I could talk about it. I also felt like this was a really good idea for me to do because, and I'm not trying to bring Zodiac into it, it's just very accurate. I'm a Gemini. I like to talk. My mind is constantly running. I'm overthinking, like not just me as a woman, like I'm just a communicator. I like to talk. I talk and talk and talk. I can give opinions out. I can be annoying. I can be slow. I could be funny. I could be dumb. Like, welcome to my channel. As you can tell, I'm still healing from things, but that doesn't stop me from finding the positivity in it. My goal in life is to be joyful. I don't want to be happy. Happy is a temporary feeling within certain circumstances, whatever. Way people feel. People may understand me to a certain extent, but all in all, nobody wants to get to understand me. Nobody wants to understand me. Everybody's like, she's going through too much, or it seems like she's always falling short, or there's always something wrong with her. There's always something going on with her. I don't care. Find the Lord, and eventually, I'll have my parents on here too. But I won't really talk about what I talked about. I feel like me deep down, I gotta go. Me and my sister are probably gonna go deep down and dig deeper. And I love them. I love my mom too. But they were just two broken people. And then I look at my mom like, damn, what type of men are you into, woman? What you got us into because you wanted to pop that pussy? I'm sorry. Hopefully it doesn't go too far though. I'm freaking dead. I'm just thinking because me and my sister we talk so much shit and it's not really godly of us. Um but we just have opinions, and it's something I'm still working on. Red color is pink, milk pink, pale pink. Um I love makeup. When I was little, I always watched my older sister do makeup and get ready. for school or to go out or whatever. So I've always had a passion for that. My mom always was always done up. So I feel like that's also where I got it from too. So I've always just wanted to do hair. I've always wanted to feel pretty. I always wanted to, the first time, and in tradition, in the Mexican tradition, you're not supposed to wear makeup till you're 15, till you're 15. So I didn't have a quinceañera. I just was given the authority to wear makeup. More on the next episode. For now, we're gonna kind of keep it short. We're gonna kind of keep it short just because this is my first episode. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Um, Stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned for more. I will be posting more. I love you guys. Ciao. Trust in me. I can, you said I can trust in you.